my name is Jazz and welcome to my channel. Okay guys, so for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you a few DIYs that I made using Dollar Tree items. And these DIYs are going to be all for the fall season. And I'm really excited because this year I'm going to be making like a fall neutral DIYs decor for my home. But I'm going to be incorporating the copper color that I'm in love. And I really hope that you like them. So if you do, please give me a big thumbs up. That really helps to support my channel. And make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the bell to get notified every single time that I upload a new video. And guys, remember to follow me on all my social media pages. I have Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and my webpage. All the links are going to be in the description box of this video and every single video. And let's get started with these fall DIYs. Okay guys, so for the first project, I'm going to be using this big foam pumpkin from Dollar Tree. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is to make 2 holes in the top and the bottom of the pumpkin with a knife. And I decided to make the holes because I think that it's going to be easier to cover this pumpkin as I want, and it's going to look better at the end. Before styling my pumpkin, I'm going to give it 2 coats of paint with my Waverly chalk paint in plaster color and then let it dry very well. And I choose this paint color because it is the closest to the clothesline robe that I'm going to be using. As I said, I'm going to use a clothesline robe for styling my pumpkin, and I bought this one at Walmart for a very good price. And you can use these, or maybe you can use the white nautical robe from Dollar Tree if you find it. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is to cut 3 pieces of rope, and I'm going to add hot glue on one side so that the all pieces are glued together, and you can start making a braid with the rope. I'm going to be making braids that have 3 pieces of rope like this one, but I'm also going to be making braids that have 6 pieces of rope, and it will look super cool. You just have to glue one side of all the pieces of rope together with hot glue and then just start braiding, and then at the end you must put a little bit of hot glue again to make sure that it does not come off. I'm going to be doing these 2 types of braids several times to be able to cover my pumpkin, and you can make like 12 braids of each style just to make sure that you have enough to cover your pumpkin. From there, you just have to stick the braids from side to side of the pumpkin, and you can insert the sides of the braid inside of the holes of the pumpkin, so that way it's going to be stronger and more secure, and the shape of the pumpkin is going to look better. I'm going to be applying the braids, creating a pattern. I'm going to stick the thin braid, and then I'm going to stick the double braid, then a thin braid, and then a double braid, and so until the entire pumpkin is covered. Once you finish, this is how your pumpkin will look like, and of course you can add a stem, and I decided to put this one. It is from Dollar Tree, and once I stick that with hot glue, I decide to put 2 metal leaves from other pumpkins that I just have from Dollar Tree, and I paint them with a copper color. And that will be all, guys. Once you finish, this will be the result of the first project, and I just love how it looks. I love the color of the robe, and I love the pattern of the braids. For the second project, I'm going to be using this new fleece baby blanket that Dollar Tree has right now, and I love it. So I decided to make a pillow cover. So what I did was to double my blanket, and I cut it the size that I need. If you have a sewing machine, you can sew the fabric to make it stronger. But guys, this is going to be a decorative pillow, so nobody's going to be using it. And I decided to make it easier and use hot glue on the edges to form the pillow cover, and then just leave a side open so you can fill it later. Once that part is ready, you can use a stencil. You can make it yourself using a contact paper, or you can use a Cricut as I did. And I wrote the word grateful and I stick it on the fabric. Then to paint it, I decide to use a black chalk paint and a sponge, and I begin to paint the pillow cover very carefully so as not mess with the paint. And guys, something very important is that you must put some piece of paper or cardboard inside of the pillowcase so that the paint does not leak to the other side of the fabric. Once the paint is dry, you can remove your stencil, and this is how the word is going to look like, and I just love it. Now I'm going to be using 2 of these Dollar Tree burlap fall leaves, and I'm going to glue them on the bottom side of the pillow cover. To stick it, you must use a fabric glue, or you can use hot glue, but you need to be very careful not to place too much. And another thing that I did was to cut one of the leaves a little bit smaller, just to make it look better, and I glued that on the side of the large one. From there, I decided to make some tassels with youth cord from Dollar Tree, and it is super simple. I just give it about 30 turns in my fingers so that it was quite large and thick, and it will look so good in my pillow. And I make another 3 to have a total of 4 tassels, so I can have 1 for each side of the pillowcase. If you have a big sewing needle, you can use it to sew the tassels in your pillowcase, or you can maybe tie the youth cord piece inside of the pillowcase as I did, and then just reinforce it with hot glue. I hope that makes sense and you can see what I'm doing right now. Once you have all the tassels ready, you must have to fulfill the pillow cover, and finally you can sew or glue that side of your pillowcase. Once finished, this will be the result of my Dollar Tree throw pillow, and it is very easy to do. It has many details and textures, and I just love how it turned out. For the next project, I'm going to be using 2 of these Dollar Tree ceramic pumpkins that I had about 2 years ago, and I'm going to give them a new look, and I'm going to be changing the color with my spray paint in metallic copper color, and I give these pumpkins 2 coats of paint and let them dry very well. I get this copper spray paint on Amazon, and I leave you the link in the description box. Once my pumpkins are dry, I decide to change the stem color for a lighter one using my chalk paint in plaster color, and I give him like 2 coats on the stems, but very careful to not paint the rest of the pumpkins. Once done, guys, this will be the result of my pumpkins, and they will look absolutely amazing with a high-end looking, and they are perfect. They match the rest of my fall theme decor for this year, and I'm super happy. For the last project, I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree pumpkin sign that I had from last year. And the first thing I did was to remove the small pumpkin that was attached, the bow, and this burlap fabric piece with which is covered. After that, you will end up with a lot of glitter. So with my sanding sponge, I decide to sand the sign very well, and then I use my mini ladybug vacuum to collect all the mess. I talked about this vacuum before, and I just want to let you know that works amazing, and I bought it on Amazon, and in the description box you can find the link of where you can get it if you are interested. Okay, once you have a smooth surface on your sign, you can give it 2 coats of chalk paint in white color and let it dry very well. I want to create a pattern of many lines in black color, and you can use maybe a black marker and a roller, but just to make the process even easier and to make sure that it's going to look amazing, I bought these super thin black tape from Amazon, and I start to cut and glue pieces and just glue them all over the pumpkin. Guys, I used this same tape to create my faux shiplap wall in my living room, and it works super well. So in the description you can also find the link of this product. It is super cheap, you can get so many tapes, and it works amazing. To make sure that the tape does not go off from my pumpkins, I decide to give him 1 coat of these Mod Podge over the sign and then dry it with my heat tool. Once everything is super dry, with my knife I cut all the pieces of tape that came out of the sign to give it the shape of the pumpkin and make it look perfect. Okay, now I'm going to be working on the other part of this project. So for that I use this other pumpkin sign that is a little bit smaller but wider, and I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to remove the burlap fabric, the bow, and this time I'm going to be removing the base of this sign, and then I'm going to sand all down to have a smooth surface. From there, I give him 2 coats of this metallic copper spray paint and let it dry very well. And as I tell you, you can find a link of this copper paint in the description box. Now this part is optional. You can draw something, you can paint it by hand, you can use a stencil or a decal as I did with my Cricut Joy, and then just stick it in the center of the pumpkin. In the stem, I decided to put a bow that I made with this burlap fabric piece that you can get from Dollar Tree, just to add more color and more texture, and I love how it looks. And finally, you can glue this copper pumpkin next to the other pumpkin with hot glue. My loves, this will be the result of the last project. It is a super easy DIY. It looks amazing with a high-end looking, using designs that you can get from Dollar Tree, and I just hope that you like and enjoy and have fun in today's video, and that helps you and inspires you to be creative. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and guys, leave me in the comments which project was your favorite. Make sure that you are subscribed, that you hit the bell, and that you share this video with friends and family, and remember to follow me on all my social media pages. The links are going to be in the description box, and see you on my next video. Bye guys.